Hi boys and girls, it is time to do our weekly craft together, and this week we are going to be making something very special for our moms because on Sunday it's Mother's Day, and moms love it when we make them things that we make. So we are actually going to be using our craft pieces, our paper, to be making a flower for our mom. So something else that you'll need for this project is a glue stick. So if you don't have these things, if you don't have your pieces of paper yet or your glue stick, go ahead and pause the video. And once you have those, come on back and we can start making our flower together for our mom. So we have all of these pieces here, and something really silly happened to Miss Tamara. This is my second video that I'm making because I started the first video making a flower and then my camera fell over and it hit me in the head. And so I had to redo it. So I had to kind of peel off my pieces, and that's why they look a little bit bumpy, but hopefully yours don't look that way. But yeah, so we have a couple pieces here. We have a big green rectangle. We have a pink oval. Maybe yours might be purple. We have some pink rectangles, and then we have these two pieces right here, which are gonna be leaves for our flowers. But the first piece that you need is actually your green long rectangle. And I want you to glue your green long rectangle at the bottom in the middle of your blue piece of paper. Now remember, if Miss Tamara is going really fast, you can always pause the video and catch up. And then once you have your pieces glued on where they belong, you can start your video back up again. All right, so I am gonna glue this green rectangle down at the bottom in the middle of my paper. Now, if you guess that this is a stem, you are exactly right. So these green pieces, this is our stem, and then we have two leaves that we are going to glue down at the bottom on our stem. So let me put some glue on those two pieces, and we will get our leaves on. There we go, and I'm gonna glue on my second leaf right here. Now, if you notice that your leaf is coming up a little bit off the paper, it might mean that you need to add more glue, and that's okay. You can take time to do that. All right, so we have our stem and we have our two leaves. Now we need to glue on our flower. Now, if you notice, if I were to glue it up here, my flower would go over the top of my paper. I don't want to do that. I want to leave it so that way my flower stays on my blue piece of paper. So I'm going to kind of move it down a little bit, and I want it to go out the middle of my stem, and it looks like it is. So I am ready to glue that on. All right, so I am now gluing on my flower. Okay. Ooh, that looks really nice. Okay, now the next step that we're gonna do is we are actually going to turn these pink or purple rectangles, depending on what color you have, we're gonna turn them into flower petals. And how we're gonna do that is we are gonna make it into a ring like this, each and every one of them. So this is gonna take a little bit of time, and I'm gonna kind of hold it up close here to show you what I'm doing. I want you to take up your rectangle, and I want you to pick an end. I'm gonna pick the top end of mine, and I'm gonna put some glue there. So just like that, okay? And then in order to make it a ring, I bend the paper behind it and I curl it around and I stick it together, just like that. And look at that, I just made a ring. So we're gonna do that with each and every one of our papers here. So I picked an end, I'm putting glue on that end, and then I'm curling it around, and I touch my paper to it right there, and it sticks together. There, now I have another ring. And I have 7 of these pink rectangles, so that means we're gonna be making 7 rings. And these rings are gonna turn into flower petals. Now, I am working kind of quickly right now. This may take you more time, and that is okay. I want you to pause the video if that's the case. And once you're done making all of your rings, then you can start the video back up. All right, I have 5 rings. That means I have 2 more to make. Putting glue on one end, curling it around, and there we go. And I'm on my last ring right now. There we go. Okay, now that I have all of my rings made, I am ready to glue them on to my flower. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to look at my ring and I'm gonna find the spot where I can see the paper connect to the other paper, and that is where I'm going to put my glue. I'm gonna put my glue right here on the outside of it. I don't need to put it on the inside. And then I'm gonna find a spot and I'm going to glue it to my flower. And then look, I see this ring. This is where the paper meets. That's where I'm gonna put my glue. I'm gonna put my glue right there, and I'm gonna stick on another petal, just like this. And we are going to be sticking these petals. You can put them anywhere you want on your flower. And once again, this may take you more time, and that is totally fine. You can pause the video and you can get your petals all situated. And then you can start it back up again once you're all done. You might even want to move them around. Like I think I'm gonna move this one around like this a little bit. You can kind of decide where you want them. Sometimes when you pull stuff off, you have to add more glue. That one really wants to stay, so I'm gonna leave it there. Maybe I'll put this one right here. Oops. Sometimes we kind of have to figure stuff out as we go, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm moving my petals around to get them to a spot that I like. Ooh, and I like that. I think my mom is really gonna love this. All right, so this is our special Mother's Day flower. Feel free, you can give it to your mom on Sunday and on Mother's Day, or you could give it to her today. It's kind of up to you. But yeah, make sure you give this flower to your mom because she is really gonna love it. Excellent job, boys and girls.